Oh shoot! That was my coat! Hey, thanks for watching Zuelsy Draws, the channel where I draw because I feel like it. Today I'm gonna get a little help from a special guest, my very own sister. I've seen a lot of challenges where artists will redraw something that their son or sister or brother or daughter did, and I want to do that too. It's a great way to challenge yourself to bring someone else's vision to life. And Natalie has a great vision. She has a great heart. She is one of my biggest fans. She wants to see me succeed and she always shows me off, so today I'm gonna show off Natalie. So you're gonna see a little bit of the story that she created for these characters. I'm gonna redraw these characters and it's gonna be a whole lot of fun. So without wasting too much time, let's get started. Well, you just draw whatever you feel like, and I am going to do it over again in my style.
Do I have to try very hard?
Nah, you could just, whatever's fun. Is that a Jack in the Box?
Yeah. I'm not trying, okay? Don't judge me.
No one's gonna judge. I bet you in this video, a bunch of people are gonna write in my comments about how good you are. That's my prediction.
Although the camera can't smell it, I can.
What is it?
It's raspberry scent. Ooh, no question. I'm the one who asked the question here.
Excuse me.
I'm the adult here.
Oh, you're
Who's drawing?
Oh, yeah, you're right.
I'm the adult here.
I'm but a mere servant.
But you don't know the mask that she's been hiding.
The what? Alright. So are we drawing a character today, or...
Anything I want.
This is the channel where I draw because I feel like it, not you.
But not today.
How dare you?
I'm going to draw something, and he's going to draw the same thing, but in his own style.
That's right.
And I wonder how he's going to draw it. Sorry, you're manipulating today.
Whoa, look at that circle.
No, you're just going to comment on every little thing I do, aren't you?
Shut up. She's cute.
Thanks.
So what's their deal? Are they together?
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful. Do they have names? Lizzie. Benji.
It's Benjamin, but I like calling him Benji.
Lizzie, Benji, and then Georgie the cat. I love just the
Oh, I forgot to do that. Oh, shoot. This picture isn't finished.
You forgot to tell me what?
Georgie's a dog. In a cat costume.
He's a dog in a cat costume. He's been faking us the whole time. I think that you're just so good at drawing cats and dogs that you wanted to flex on us by showing us how good you are at both. I think that's what's going on here.
Actually, I'm not very good at drawing dogs.
Oh yeah, then what's that? Why are his eyes so bulged? Alright, we have Lizzie, we have Benji. I know more about this dog than I do about these characters. So I want you to tell me a little bit about their deal. Like, what makes them special?
Well, Georgie, you know what's special about him.
Yeah, I know what's special about Georgie, the cat faker.
The cat faker. That lens is about to be colored with this dang color.
Don't you dare.
A good backstory would be, she had a lot of friends, she lost them all because you know how friends are when they find that you have a crush on someone, and then they have a crush on you back, and
So her friends didn't support her new crush?
yeah, because he wasn't as popular as them. So
Oh, okay, so let me get this straight. Lizzie was a popular girl with lots of popular friends. Benji's not so popular, so Lizzie's friends...
he's nerdy, you know?
Oh, so he's nerdy.
Yeah.
I love this even more. So she's defeating the odds, picking the nerdy guy, and she said, you know what, friends? I'm happy. So if I lose you, oh well.
Wow.
Is that right?
Yeah. Okay, Benji. He's a nerd, and everybody else is like, so they talk about weird things like Dungeons and Dragons, and then he had a crush on the popular girl, but he knew, no, a nerd but the chances of a popular girl is about 0.01. So he thought, why build myself up if it's going to be destroyed anyway? The more I build myself up, the more it hurts, so why not destroy now?
Love it.
And boom! There it is.
Turned out better than he thought.
They got the dog because it was on the streets and it had a little scar on his eye. And they were like,
He had a scar on his eye.
oh, wait, hold on.
This is my new favorite story. Like, all the drawings today were good, but there's so much depth to these characters that this is going to be the winner, I think.
So, since they were like, oh, let's take it home and give it some food and give it the life it deserves. And the reason why it's dressed up in a dog costume, cat costume, the reason why is because everybody is starting to love cats more than dogs. So he thought, I want love too. Everybody's loving cats more than dogs now. I want love. You can't just ignore the dog and get away with it. So he went into a cat costume so he could get some more love than all the other dogs.
So, long story short, Georgie the dog felt like everyone was adopting cats, so he dressed up like a cat so he would get adopted. And meanwhile, Benji and Lizzie found him, and they actually were more interested in the scar on his eye, and they didn't care if he was a cat or a dog. They were just like, you need love.
Yeah.
I love you. The last thing I want you to do before you end this clip is maybe sign it. Thanks, me. Alright, I think I have plenty of information about this story to go off of now. Thank you, Natalie. And I'm going to be drawing Georgie, the dog / cat faker, Benji the nerd, and Lizzie the popular girl, defeating the odds and adopting a cat / dog / cat. Wait, it's a dog dressed like a cat.
Don't wear it out.
Do you see what I have to deal with?
Hey! I can't hear you. We're in the same room.
I don't know how I can compete with that, but here's what I did. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do here is get my little inspiration picture that Natalie made for me. Very good. I'm going to cut out a little bit so that I can put it on the left side. So this is a classic love story. It's not even classic, it's reinvented. We all know the best part of that story was the dog dressed like a cat. Let's glue that down on my left side here. You can't forget about Georgie the dog cat, and of course that's Georgie with a J. Alright, so I have my reference here. Now we're going to start sketching on the right side of this. I'm inspired by this pose of them holding hands, so I mean it is a love story after all. Alright, so I'm going to start off with their heads kind of at the top here, and I want their heads to be kind of turned in to each other, you know what I mean? Because these two are in love. To kind of add to the story of she's popular and desirable, and he's kind of like a nerd, and someone not so typically handsome, someone not so typically cool. What if we made him just a little bit shorter than she is? His face is going to be like that, her face is going to be like that. In Natalie's drawing, I don't know where her other hand is. Maybe it's like behind her or something. So we'll play off of that. Like maybe she's really bashful in this moment where she's like hiding part of her body. I like the way that their legs are bent like that, like they're kicking up behind them. Let's say it would fold up back here, turn a little bit towards him, and her other leg would be behind her, kind of kicking up like that. She's got this long hair. Not super long, like, but a little bit past her shoulders. So when I draw her shoulders, let's say her neck is like right there or something, and that's where her shoulders would be. If that's where her knees would be, then I'm gonna say the dress does stop up above her knees. So like, let's see, that's one knee right here. Either way, it's like it's radiating a lot of feminine energy. I'm going to continue with how Natalie had their eyes shut like that. Like, it's very uwu. Why did I say that? I'm gonna draw Lizzie with her hand behind her back, not only because I'm trying to get it close to Natalie's drawing, but also because when you're in love, you have the butterflies in your stomach. So maybe she's bashful. Like if you start hiding body parts behind you, it's usually because you're feeling a little shy. She is popular, so I do want to make sure that when I do get to her clothes, that they're very nice clothes. And then maybe when I do Benji's clothes, he'll be a little bit more laid back. He doesn't really care what people think about him, obviously. Also, nice choice making these glasses pink. That's something that's really gonna tie Benji and Lizzie together. She didn't draw Benji with hair in this drawing, but later on she did tell me that he has his hair gelled kind of awkwardly. So maybe we'll give him some like messy hair. Never feel like you're cheating when you're looking up references online, because that's exactly what you need to do to get better at anything, really. Like, you need to be able to know what things look like and not what your brain thinks that they look like. You'll thank yourself, and by the time I'm done with this, it's going to look nothing like my reference picture anyway. Do you think anyone's gonna be able to tell? I promise you, they probably won't. This reminds me of a meme I saw with the kids on the Candyland box. They're holding left hands. Alright, so I didn't like how that was going. Yeah, I think that makes more sense. Your drawing's gonna end up looking a lot more interesting if their legs are doing some sort of curving and bending. Same with their arms. Show us something new and exciting. She's gotta look out for her reputation. She's gonna not only dress nice, but she's gonna pose nice. Maybe dating Benji is gonna help her discover that she can let loose a little bit. She can let down some barriers, and maybe Benji is the type of guy that doesn't care what other people think. Maybe he's gonna help her out. Maybe he's gonna help her break down those walls that she's built up with her friends. I should be a psychiatrist. Y'all don't want that. Ooh, I had to step away for a second. Sometimes you gotta step away when things are getting frustrating. Get some fresh eyes on it, you know what I mean? I just want to get this leg drawn on. Before I get into the details, we need to bring Georgie the dog into this. You know what? We're just gonna cover up Benji's feet because that's fine. You know what? I didn't feel like drawing feet. I really don't draw dogs that often, so I think I'm gonna reference that. This is like a vector stock photo. They kind of look like they have little eyebrows, don't they? Maybe to further push the story that this is a cat suit, we'll put like little seams in it, kind of like it's been sewn together. So let's go back to Benji here. I'm so excited to draw his big glasses. Here's a tip too, if you're drawing someone with glasses and their head is turned to one side, you want to draw the glasses completely off the face. So one thing Natalie did tell me was that Benji's hair is gelled all messy, not done correctly, but maybe that's something that makes him charming. I think Benji, being someone that's not so popular in school, you know those kids are materialistic, and the reason he's probably not popular is because people are judging his worth based off of what kind of clothes he wears. Do you think he cares? No. And clearly, Lizzie doesn't either. So let that be a lesson to you. Well, he's probably wearing some hand-me-down clothes, maybe from an older brother. Maybe they're like a little bit baggy on him, so he's this skinny little thing. Maybe he values comfort over looking good. Lizzie's like, you know what? He doesn't care what anyone thinks, and I like that about him. Should you try so hard to get other people to like you by wearing the best shoes? Or should you wear whatever the heck you want because someone's gonna like you for you? I personally wouldn't wear a long sleeve hoodie with shorts because it's like, do you want to be cold? Do you want to be warm? You gotta pick one. But I'm not Benji, and you know what? Benji doesn't care. So good for you. He doesn't care. He wears what he wants. I didn't mean to erase his ear. Look, now he can't even hear what people have to say about him. Benji's really coming together. Now I gotta go back to Lizzie a little bit. Alright. Popular girls have their ear pierced, right? Stereotypes. I'm rethinking that, Flower. I think we need something a little bit less cliche, because if you're popular in school, if you really care what people think about how the way you look, you probably want something a little bit not cliche. Because she got money. Maybe we'll make her earring that touch of blue. I'm trying to figure out how headbands work. That one's nice. So it like tucks behind her ear. I also like those little pearls, so maybe we'll steal that. Oh, what if it's like an off-the-shoulder sweater? Maybe it's a sweater dress, and maybe it's belted off with like a high-waisted belt. The longest part of my drawing process usually is the sketch. You want to get a good base before you go in and finalize it. So I'm going to reference some of those. I think it's also important to know for anyone that watches these videos and sees me teasing myself so much. I know I'm teasing myself a lot. I want you guys to see the realism that is struggling with yourself. Just because you get better at art doesn't mean that you're not going to struggle anymore. You just do a better job of learning to look past those struggles. So I'm gonna leave them in. But you know what? I do such a better job today than I used to at working past those struggles. Also, I'm announcing it right now, my next job is a motivational speaker. What I might want to do for fun is to thicken the outlines where there would be shadowing. So like, let's say that there's light coming from above her. Underneath the skirt, I'll put a little darker shadow. Chin right here, maybe there's a little shadow. Underside of this headband, shadow. She looks good. I love her. Before I color this in, I'll give her a little texture. I've had a lot of issues with my camera. I finished the blue outline of Benji, the pink outline of Lizzie, and I'm liking how it's turning out so far. I do wish that I had outlined her earring in blue. There, it's like it never happened. Because Benji's glasses are gonna be pink. So that's the last thing I'll do before I pause here and start again tomorrow. I love those glasses. Alright, that's my stopping point. I'll be back in a flash.
One eternity later.
Not only several days have just gone by, but several weeks have just gone by. Oops! A lot of that was because editing videos is hard. Trying to get audio synced up, files transferred from one device to another. I've already edited half this video and I cut out a lot of footage already of basically the entire outlining of Benji. So I'm just almost finished up outlining here. I'm going to outline Georgie the dog. I don't really have a gray fine liner, so I'm just going to use this black one. Another thing that kind of delayed my progress on this project was I had a few commissions to work on. That's exciting. Ya boy has to make some coin. I'm sorry I said that. He looks so happy. Let's get his big old tongue sticking out. I think the outline's done. Let me erase the last little bit of pencil that's showing through here. One thing I do for about all my drawings is use this reference sheet that I made. I have lots of markers, and this is how I kind of get a feel for which ones I want to use. So these characters are going to be monochromatic. Monochromatic means using one singular color to complete the entirety of the illustration. And when you're using a lot of the same color, you need to find different ways to differentiate whatever is next to each other. So this needs to look different from this, needs to look different from this, needs to look different from this. Blah, blah, blah. The way I can do that is by pushing different values. So I'll put the light things next to the dark things, get some nice contrast up in there. So I'm thinking, let me start off with some of the lighter colors. You can always make things look darker later if you need to. I'm so excited to color. Like, coloring is one of my favorite parts. Outlining what I've already sketched is probably one of my least favorite parts. I think it's just because it's redundant. I love the creativity of sketching, and I love how coloring makes things look so complete. I didn't even check this paper. I don't know if it's gonna bleed through. Yeah, a little bit. Now I'm gonna do her skin color too. Skin is always like the most fun part for me. Okay, so those colored microns smudge a little bit. It's interesting to see that even my lightest pink is way lighter than my lightest blue. I already know that I want her shoes to be really dark, so let me find a nice dark pink. I colored on Benji's shoe! So I'm taking that same skin color that I used the first time around and just putting another layer on top where I want shadows to be. These colors are very different, so what I like to do before that layer of the one I just put down dries, I take the brush of my initial one and start dragging it out a little bit, kind of disperse it. Guess what color I found to draw some blush on Lizzie's face? It's literally called blush pink. We're doing it. Alright, again, we gotta be delicate. I only want it in just a little bit of that cheek area. And then I'm just gonna drag it out with something a little bit lighter. And you guys know I love putting blush on the nose too. I think that looks great. Popular girls wear blush, right? I don't know, I was never a popular girl. Alright, we are doing Benji's hoodie in Periwinkle. Ooh, that's dark. So I want it to look like this. Difference is I'm testing out my markers on this paper, but I'm actually using a little darker paper. It's gonna look a little different. And we'll just go with it. I already started. This is only the second piece that I've done in this sketchbook. You guys saw me do the first one in another video, hopefully. But one thing I'm noticing, because I'm very new to this type of paper, is that it absorbs this ink. Like, it doesn't carry the ink. The other paper that I'm used to using doesn't really absorb it as much, but it kind of glides across it more. This one's just sucking it all up. This is a marker texture, and it shows. And I don't think it's going to be as noticeable with the lighter colors, luckily. Like, their skin turned out pretty good, but I mean, maybe this marker is dying, but I think the paper is just really absorbent. Okay, maybe the marker is dying. I took a similar color. I'm going to layer it in areas where I don't care if it's darker looking or not, because it's going to look darker. My advice for these things, and my advice to myself if I decide to listen to myself in the future, is pick what's lightest because you can always make it look darker. And I keep saying that, but I'm clearly not listening. So hate myself. Just kidding, I don't. I'm already so excited to color these glasses in, so love that. A little bit of his blue into her earring. I was so excited to do that. I think I want Benji's hair to be a lot darker than both his hoodie and his skin color. How about this bright blue? Okay, this marker is definitely dying too. His real name is Benjamin, but I like calling him Benji. Alright, I can't wait to see what that looks like when it dries. I might use the same color for his shorts. I hate that. It might be time to retire this marker. Stop the music for a second. When you start to hear that streaky noise, that means one of two things. It means your marker is getting really dried out, or you are not on a smooth enough surface to where it can glide easier. Do I dare go darker than that? That was my Coke! I found this marker in one of my supply drawers and I realized it's just about as dark as my outline color, so I might just go back over my outlines with that a little bit in certain areas. I'm gonna have to use these markers more often. They're turning out great. Lizzie's feeling left out. We gotta help her out. That is vibrant! So the other day while I was at work, a guy came in who I kind of know, but he's like, "Bro, you got a big pimple on your forehead." I legitimately looked him in the face and said, "Thank you so much. I don't know what I would do without you. Definitely wouldn't have known it was there unless you had pointed it out. Thank you so much." So then he came in today and ordered his coffee. I'm like, "Was that all? No comments about my pimples today?" And at some point, I could cover it up with makeup, and I might be able to do some very creative things with makeup. But when it comes to natural glamour makeup, I know nothing. I'm going back over the lines of blue on these hearts. I mean, that's what Natalie did. All right, let's get some dimension in here. That pink is so perfect. I need to put it somewhere else. Trying to think about how we can contrast her hair to both her skin color and her dress. Looking back, I don't love the color of those shoes, but if I don't put it in there at least one other place, it's gonna look even more random. So I guess that's the color we'll make her hair too. know what we're gonna do? We're gonna take Rhodamine Dark and layer it on top. Alright, we are washing away the redness. I like that more. I'm gonna do that with the shoes too. We need another light tone right there. It's interesting to see how that marker kind of wiped away the texture of the Sharpie I put underneath it. Maybe I just go dark again? And we can add like little studs on it with a gel pen later. Alright, I'm flipping back to Benji for a little while. I don't have anything much lighter than what I already used for his skin color, but I can lighten it up with a gel pen later. Same with the socks. I think we need to make Benji's glasses the iconic magenta color. Benji, looking good, my dude. Maybe I'll increase the shadow so it looks less accidental. I hate Sharpies. I'm so mad at myself. I just did one of my favorite parts and I wasn't even recording. But I was taking these lovely gel pens and adding highlights to the places where I wanted the light to be shown reflecting. I'm so sorry I cut that out. We added some white to the cheekbones, nose, lips, and his hair. We added some of the pink gel pen to the headband. We wanted her hair to look shiny. Shiny! We also wanted Benji's hair to look shiny. Shiny! And I also lightened up his drawstrings that I accidentally colored on earlier. I'm so mad that I cut that. The good thing is I didn't finish at least. So I'm gonna take that pink gel pen and draw on some studs to her belt here. It's that detail. I'm also gonna add like a little light reflecting on these shorts. I have a pair like basketball shorts that look like this myself. Plot twist, I'm Benji. Here's a tip for you when your drawing is getting you discouraged. It is okay to jump around a little bit because if that keeps you interested in what you're doing, you'll come back to it later. Sometimes you need to take a break. I want Lizzie's stockings to look even lighter, so I broke out the Posca pen. I love highlights. Alright, I'm ready to move on to Georgie. Now remember, Georgie is supposed to be wearing a gray catsuit. He himself is an orange dog. And I have all these grays to choose from. And what did we learn about choosing colors? Start light. What if I make one paw pink and the other paw blue? And why not? Lizzie's earrings are already blue and Benji's glasses are already pink. I'm a genius. And I think I'll darken it even more. Oh, this? Yeah, totally not a catsuit, guys. And I'm also thinking about putting like subtle stripes in it. That's a catsuit. Georgie is unmistakably orange, but I drew him with such little amounts actually colored in, so I wanted to pick a bright and vibrant one. Something to really contrast that neutral gray. To stick to the monochromatic theme for him though, I still will use a dark orange for his nose. I'm just gonna layer a warm brown on top of that orange because it's still orange. And I had to make his tongue orange too. It's the rules. I don't make the rules. Except I really do make the rules. While I continue to avoid coloring in Benji's shoe, the least I can do is get this catsuit's feet colored in. But maybe the catsuit has really awful fake whiskers. Kinda wish I didn't do that. These two deserve fingernails. It's the least I can do for them. Alright, it's time I stop avoiding these shoes. I'm just gonna go for it. This drawing is almost done, and I gotta say, it's turning out pretty good. What I'm kind of doing now is just some like last minute touches. can't believe that I really just pulled out these markers because I was in a pinch. They turn out so much better than I could have hoped for. I might have to use these more. Using this marker to kind of make some bolder and more confident edges. I usually wait until the end of a video to ask you guys to comment, like, and subscribe. And I know not all of you will, but I have this voice in my head that's telling me that I should ask now.
That's why I built myself up if it's going to be destroyed anyway. The more I build myself up, the more it hurts, so why not just try now?
I'm never gonna get tired of that. I think we thicken Georgie's lines too. We forgot a major part of this story. Georgie has a scar on his eye. That's literally iconic. Alright, let's go back and do that part again. Was that not the cutest thing that you have seen in a long time? I thought there was a few lessons to be learned here. The biggest one that we need to learn and teach ourselves is if someone doesn't accept you for who you are, put a cat costume on. Anyway, thanks again for watching. It is my sister's wish that you all write a comment for her because Natalie might read your comments too, so I'm just saying. I started recording this on January 1st of 2021. I don't know when I'm gonna post it, but I do wanna say Happy New Year! I hope that your New Year's resolution this year is to watch more Zuelsy draws on YouTube. You're off to a good start by watching this one. I'm ready to make so many more videos this year. I have so many ideas, but I could always use some more, so if you got some, add it to my list. Natalie, I hope I made you proud. I hope that you like what I did with your art, your fantastic art. So until I post my next video, we're golden. Bye!
It's dressed up in a dog costume and cat costume. I don't have to explain why I started. I don't have to.
I'll cut it out. I promise I'll cut it out. Wink, wink.
Oh my god.